Good afternoon, friends. This is Sergey Kromchenko from Los Angeles, California, the founder of Codemify IT Bootcamp, QA engineer, QA automation engineer, senior QA automation engineer, lead engineering manager of SDAT in the past. Anyways, that was in the past. Now I'm preaching about a QA, helping people like you to become a QA engineers from scratch. Regardless of that, on today's interview, we're going to have a guest from, guess where? Brazil. The guy who got the job from Brazil for the US-based company. The guy who's making quite a bit of money right now, and he's actually going to show you his apartment, his life. He's going to talk about the interview process that he had to go through in order to get the job from Brazil for the US company. I knew the guy about 10 years ago. I met him in Williston, North Dakota on a farm. Yeah, I still exist, he still exists. We're pretty much dinosaurs from North Dakota. Anyways, you're gonna love this video. Don't forget to give me big fat thumb up, subscribe to our channel below, subscribe to our Telegram and Instagram communities, links to which you'll find in the description below, and enjoy this video. Hey Lucas, good to see you, man.
Hey man, how are you doing?
All great, all great. I haven't seen you, physically I haven't seen you for 11 years. But I think I've seen you, when was the last time? Probably half a year ago, something like that, when you were studying here?
Exactly. That's about, yeah, more than that actually. I think eight months already. Yeah.
Yep, that's right. All right. Well, do you want to tell all the people in the world who are you? Stranger.
Yeah, so hello, my name is Lucas. I'm from Brazil, and it's been already more than 8 months that I'm a QA automation engineer. I work for AuditBoard, which is one of the fastest growing companies in the United States, which is an amazing company. I love to work there. And well, it was not, let me say, it was not an easy career change, because before deciding to work with automation engineering, I was a construction engineer. I had a construction company in Brazil, and I worked in this field for many years. And one of the things that mainly got me interested in working with IT was the possibility to have more flexibility to travel and live in different places, whatever I wanted, basically. Yeah, and of course, getting well paid and working remotely if possible, working from home. So yeah, and then all that happened. I decided to take the course, and here I am, 9 months, more than 8 months later, after finish the course, having a very, very nice job, very nice life.
Whoa, let's go. Well, let's come back a little bit. So first of all, you have a beautiful virtual background. Is it a virtual one or an actual one?
That's a real background.
Can you show us? Because that looks pretty damn amazing.
Yeah, of course. That's the new apartment we are living right now. That's our new home,
right?
Yeah.
Oh, you got a beautiful view there. Is it a city? Holy moly!
Let me show you.
This guy is just showing off with his new apartment. Christmas tree.
This is the view from the apartment. It's really nice.
Jesus Christ. All right, yeah. Tell us, when did you move to this apartment?
When did I move here?
Yeah.
It was about 2 months ago.
2 months ago. So probably thanks to K-Job, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's how I can pay for it now.
Nice. All right. Now let's come back a little bit. So you said you were a construction engineer, or you actually had your own construction company in Brazil, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
But you decided to study. You said that was because you wanted to travel and have pretty much freedom to work from anywhere, right?
Yeah. I love traveling. I really like it. It's one of the main things I enjoy doing in my life. And then so this was one of the pain points I had working in the construction field, because I didn't have much freedom, because I needed to be there personally to take care of the construction stuff, and so that was one of the main things that got me interested in studying IT in general. And then I got interested about the QA side of the thing. So yeah, that was mainly it.
Awesome. So quick question, because I know you do have a pretty interesting story. So how did you hear about QA? How did you hear about us?
Well, this is, can I tell you the whole story?
Yeah, everyone wants to know that.
Yeah. So I started studying many different stuff around like digital marketing, design, and all kinds of stuff that maybe could bring me this opportunity of working remote and traveling. So I started working with mainly with design and then creating content on the internet. And then you, sir, asked my help to structure the design side and marketing for Codemify.
So I
So
want to interrupt you for a second. So this guy, he actually helped us to design and build Codemify.com, our website.
yeah,
So thanks to Lucas, we're as awesome as we are. And what happened then?
sure. Yeah, that was an amazing experience. So that's how I got into contact with Codemify. Of course, we were friends for many years, but when I knew what you were doing, was really interested about it. So I started working and started designing and creating websites, content, and everything. And then I got really interested about what is QA. Well, I thought maybe I want to learn this thing, you know. And then after 1 year, approximately, I think it was about a year, right? Some 9 months, 10 months, I don't know.
I have no idea.
Something like that, yeah. And then I decided to join the course. So I joined the group of December 2021.
Mhm.
And so I started on that group, and yeah, that was how I got in contact with QA.
Woo, that's awesome. How long did it take to get a job after you finished the course?
I got a job before finishing the course. It was 2 weeks before I finished the course.
God damn, it's a magical number, 2 weeks. I've heard that quite a lot.
Yeah.
It's probably Elon Musk's one of the Elon Musk's jokes. If people will ask me when will I get a job, I'll say 2 weeks before we finish the course.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good average. Yeah, no, but that's real. That was 2 weeks before
Mhm.
graduating, of course. Yeah.
Awesome. Sounds good. How was the interview process? Because a lot of people that are going to be watching us right now, they're going to be asking, like, okay, can you tell me how did you get the job? How was the interview process? What questions did you hear? What answer did you give them?
Yeah. Well, I passed through a lot of different interviews, failed on some of them, passed on others. One of the companies before this company that I joined was very interesting process. Actually, I want to share
Mhm.
because I was interviewed by the general recruiter. And they really liked me. So usually these interviews take like 20 to 30 minutes, and it took like 1 hour and a half. We were talking like
Oh,
a lot.
was it a
Yeah,
girl?
it was a girl. I don't know.
Definitely.
But it was really interesting, and she made me a lot of questions. Of course, not that technical, but many more like behavioral questions and
Personal
more related
questions,
to the
probably.
code. Yeah, personal and also related to the culture. And and then I passed for the next stage of the interviews, and I got to the technical interview, and was really it was a position for QA lead, as I remember, I think.
Mhm.
So they sent me, it was interesting. They sent me just a file, and then I had to discover how to run this file and do everything on my local, how developers do. So I had to install the
Ooh.
Docker. I had to set up the API side. I had to set up a lot of different infrastructure stuff and run it. So when I could run it, it would run a simple website like a beverage store, like an
Mhm.
e-commerce. And
Yep.
the only thing they said was test it how you see fit. So I had to come up with my own test plan, with my own like test strategy. Check what was like critical paths, what was not. So what should be tested, right? And then
Yeah,
I
yeah.
tested the main functionalities of this website, like clicking on buy button and checking if the count was updated, if you would increase on the website,
Mhm.
if the cart was updated, and
Yeah.
test everything as I could. Checked like that when buying the product, it would send the right API call to the server. So yeah, so I could test all that using Cypress.
Mhm.
Cypress was really good for that. So if you guys watching want to learn a nice tool, and if you join the course, you're gonna learn a very nice tool. Yeah, call Sergio. He's the best for that. And then, well, was okay. So this was a very interesting one. I don't know why I was not hired, because as far as I thought, I would have done very, very well on that, but the company
You were
didn't
too
come back.
fast.
Yeah, it happens. So part of the show. And then so I got this interview for this other company, which is Audit Board, which is the company I'm working right now. And then first I got interviewed by the director of engineering of the QA director of the company.
Mhm.
And so this interview was not that technical. He asked more personal and cultural questions, behavioral questions. Some of them were more related to, specifically related to QA, but not that much. He wanted more like to get in contact with me before the next round.
Was it a girl too?
No, that was a man. Yeah, that was a man. Unfortunately, he's not in the company now anymore. We switched. We have a new director, but very nice guy. And so I got to the next round of interview, and that was with like one of the oldest guys in the QA team of the company, which is my teammate right now.
Mhm.
And then that was a more technical interview. So some questions I can recall, I remember now, like one of them was why we should hire you. That
That's an
was
interesting one.
Yeah, that was an interesting question, and I remember I responded that that was not just about they wanting to hire me, but also I decided to join the company because I didn't want to just get any job because I wanted to work. I just wanted to work for a company that really where I could give value to the team, where I could grow, where I could have like conditions to improve on the QA field, to become a better professional, and where I could make a difference, basically. Yeah. So I think
Nice.
that
That's
was
the
the
answer.
question. Yeah.
I feel like you've killed it.
Yeah, that was a good one. So another question that I can remember, let me think, was what would be the state of the world of an SDLC in a company? So
Mhm.
a software development lifecycle, yeah. So I explained all the steps from planning to development to production to sending the app to the customer.
Mhm.
So passing through all the stages, through development, through QA, through
Yeah.
manual automation, engineering, everything. And another one, let me see. What would I do if I would find a bug and the developer was saying that it was a feature, it was not a bug, and I thought it was a bug? So what would I do in this case?
Such a
And then,
classic question.
yeah, that's a classic. Yeah. So because it happens, actually, it really happens. Although in the company we have a very, very good connection to developers, we work very closely. Like there's not this kind of competition or this kind of like from the developer side saying, oh, the QA is the boring guy that's gonna
Yeah.
whatever, you
The
know.
bully.
Yeah, so although this is not very, very usual in our company. Yeah, go ahead.
Quick question. How do you answer it in the real life now? What do you actually do when you find a bug? Developers tells you it is not a bug. Can you answer this question from your own experience now, so everyone in the world would know how exactly they should answer it if they ever had a job?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, the first thing is really it's really good if the developer is really open to talk to you, like to discuss the bug more in depth. And it also comes from your side as a QA, how much knowledge you have about the application, how much you can tell if it's really a bug or not. Sometimes it's difficult because sometimes it's a very like deep thing in the code that's maybe QA doesn't have knowledge about. But
Mhm.
if you know the application, if you know what that feature is about, like if you have a good contact with the product team many times, like or with the product manager, like
Mhm.
if you are aware of what should be happening there, then you
Mhm.
can tell by your own experience or critical intelligence, okay, but I think this doesn't make sense. And
Yeah.
then basically the first thing is discussing with the developer himself, like what should be or not be, like it should be like that. And if you don't agree on this point, then I would go to the product manager and talk to the product manager from your team.
Yeah.
and see what he thinks or she thinks about. If she or he thinks it's a bug or not, then okay. Then if this person cannot respond, then maybe going to the a project manager instead of just product manager. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's basically the steps I would say. But first, try to deal with directly with the developer and see what you can find.
Makes sense. And to everyone else, it is an amazing answer, especially because the Lucas's expression, he is not getting nervous. He's just like, just talk to the person, figure it out. I mean, if you cannot figure it out, talk to the manager. If you cannot, if he doesn't know or she doesn't know, go to another manager. There's no problem. Just discuss it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's really before you join the job, we get nervous about many things, you know, but after you start working, you see that it's not that difficult. Like it's not that big deal when you have problems. Every problem is just something that we need to understand and find an answer for, you know. It's not a monster or something that you need to be afraid of.
Exactly. People usually get afraid because they just don't know the answer. That's why they're getting
exactly. And also when you have when you are running your code and you have an error and you don't know what the hell is going on and you start freaking out. Okay, it's just some answer that you don't know yet. You're gonna find if you keep digging and have patience to deal with it. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. That's awesome. All right. Any other questions you could recall?
Yeah, I cannot remember any other one right now.
Let me ask you one question. What is your day-to-day duties look like? Tell me about what do you do at work, like when you wake up until you finish your job.
Okay. This might maybe can be a little bit different from many people in the US, especially because I'm in a different time zone. I start working in Brazil at 10 a.m., which is 6 a.m. in the United States. So the company is not working yet. So I start working a little bit earlier. That's how my contract works. So they're fine with that. So usually in the morning, it's good for me because I have a good amount of time to focus on things that need deep thinking and focus. So usually I work in the morning with automation. So my head is fresh. I have plenty of time to focus. So I start my days first checking Slack to see what happened the day before, because as I stopped working also a little bit earlier, the company keeps working later. And then in the morning or the next day, I need to catch up with whatever happened during the year. So that's the first thing I do. I check Slack, then I check my email to see if any big or important stuff came up when I was off. And then if there's nothing that I need to deal with, or if I just respond to the person or whatever happens really quick. And then I focus on this deep working things I have to do, especially automation, until my lunch. Then I have usually an hour and a half of lunch, and I enjoy also a little bit of time to do a workout before lunch to come back with a little bit of energy for the afternoon. And then I come back, and in the afternoon is the time that in the United States they have starting in the morning. So we have the daily stand-ups first, are the first meetings we have in the beginning of my afternoon here. So we have different pods in my company. So pod would be like a squad, like a specific team that owns a module of the company, of that software. So I'm in 3 different pods. So I have 3 stand-ups to go through. Whoa. Usually. Yeah. So we have the stand-ups, which is 15 minutes meeting, sometimes less, where you just basically say what you did on yesterday, on the previous day, what you're planning to do today, and if you have or not don't have any blockers or whatever. And then usually after stand-ups, we don't have any other meetings. So you keep working on whatever you have to do. So you filing bug tickets, writing test cases, or keep working on automation. Or when it's a release week, basically testing tickets for the next release manually. And we also sometimes, depending on the day, we have the QA team meeting. So we have a meeting where we get together, all the QA team, to talk about what we need to do, in the QA side specifically. Yeah. That's basically it. Sometimes, of course, we have other meetings from the company, like general meetings, but that's not that important. That's not so often as well. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have learned quite a lot from this question.
from the answer to this question.
Yeah.
Cool. I think I asked you enough interview questions. So you got a job 2 weeks before the end of the course. Were you the first person in the group who got a job?
I was the second one.
You were
I
the
think it
second
was,
one.
yeah, I think it was the second one. Yeah.
Awesome. So people will probably think, well, it's so easy to get a job if you got a job before the end of the course. Someone else got a job before Lucas got a job. But this guy is a psycho. He's such a perfectionist. That's actually why we hired him to do some of the design, because he will make it perfect. And until he makes it perfect, he will not go to bed. So if you guys psychos, it might be easy for you to get a job. If you're not, it might be not, but it's still possible.
Yeah, that's for sure. I would say that if you really want it, if you really dedicate and study a lot and really practice a lot, it's not just about studying but practicing, because especially on the automation side, if you don't practice, you get nervous because you don't know how to do things. But the more you practice, the more you study, the easier it gets. Also with interviews, like the more interviews you pass, like the more interviews you go through, the easier it gets. You know, the first 2 or 3 interviews you get nervous. On the 5th, 6th, 8th, 10th interview, like, okay, just an interview, you know? So it's easy.
Yeah.
And you know the questions already, that because usually they are almost the same. If it's a specific question related to the field of the company sometimes.
Yeah.
Like this was another question we had, but in my interview, because it's a company that deals with compliance, with audits, and like it's a very specific field.
Yeah.
Just ask me if I knew anything about it, but no. Nothing. Yeah. So yeah, just do your best in whatever you do. So if you do your best, and if you really put 100% or 200% of you in what you're doing, you're gonna get the job for sure.
Awesome. Thank you for the speech. And I have a question. So you got a job, you worked there for a while. How did your life change?
Wow. Yeah, that was. I tell everybody, actually, and it's not a sales pitch. I really tell everybody that my life changed from water to wine. Really, it's totally different life nowadays. Yeah, I have more freedom to really do the things that I like to do, like to have, especially working from home. So I have enough time to stay with my wife, not my wife, girlfriend. Almost wife.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So we got this new apartment. So we're living in a very nice place of the city, and we have enough time to travel. Like this weekend, we went to Uruguay. We made a road trip to Uruguay. Came back. We have like also enough money to travel more. We stayed this year. We realized our dream of staying more than 2 months living in Europe. So we went for 2 months and a half to Europe. We went to Germany, Switzerland, Austria, Italy, so like different places. And I was not on vacation, of course. I was working from all these places. So yeah, so realized the dream job of working remotely. Yeah, and yeah, being able to have a better life, to also give a better life to my family. Yeah, so to help people when they need, and also invest some money and get ready for the future. So yeah, things change quite well.
Whoa, invest money into crypto to lose it as soon as possible.
Sometimes a little bit.
I'm just kidding. Whoa, that sounds like life-changing thing.
Yeah.
No, that's amazing. That's amazing to hear that you've traveled through so many countries and you've been working. I did the same thing like a year ago when I went to Mexico for 3 months, but it's amazing to hear that our students are doing the same thing. I'm like, whoa, I gotta catch up with them. I gotta go to Europe for a couple of months as well.
Yeah, it's really, really nice.
That's awesome. You're a great example. All right, so your life changed. So you've learned manual and you've learned automation with us. You got a job. Your life changed. You travel. Are you learning anything at your job? Are you progressing?
Yes, I am, every day, every week. Not, of course, not only on the day-to-day work, because you also learn a lot by that, like working with people that have more experience than you, so they can teach you things that you don't know. But also, as the company grows, we need to grow with the company. So we need to learn more things. And especially now we are dealing with some migration from different platforms to different platforms. So for example, our company was using WebDriver IO as automation framework, and now we are moving to Playwright. So we have all this work to learn a different tool. I had studied a little bit of Playwright before, but didn't have much time to really dig deep. And now we are really learning it a lot. So we are also working with TypeScript instead of JavaScript now. We used JavaScript before. And many things that we are trying to implement to improve our work. So also the CI/CD platform, everything that we use for the automation, it's constantly growing and improving. So we have to catch up and learn stuff.
Awesome. That sounds like one of the questions that people ask a lot. If I learn Cypress and can I get a job with a WebDriver IO? If I learn Playwright, can I get a job with a Cypress? Or if you get a job and then they change things, what do I do?
Yeah, you just adapt. Yeah, of course, if you learn one automation framework, and if you have a good background of programming language like JavaScript or TypeScript or whatever, you just adapt to the new framework. Like in less than a month, you learn a lot and you're very comfortable with it. So for example, during the course, I learned Cypress. Sure. And so when I joined the company was using WebDriver IO, and now we are moving to Playwright. So I work with three different frameworks. And so
you learned Cypress, you got a job with a WebDriver IO, and now you're learning Playwright.
Yeah,
and you're
exactly.
using your Cypress skills.
Exactly.
People might ask, why the hell do you guys teach Cypress at your school if the guy like Lucas will not even use it at his job?
Yeah, I would say because Cypress is really good, actually. Yeah, it's one of the best automation frameworks nowadays. So it's a good automation to learn.
Yeah, it's the most popular one in JavaScript, and WebDriver IO. A lot of people are moving from WebDriver IO to Cypress, and a lot of companies, most companies moving from WebDriver IO to Cypress, but some companies moving to Playwright as well. So currently, Cypress is the #1 in the JavaScript world. Playwright is the second one, very close, but is growing really fast. So that's why we're teaching the most popular one. It just happened that this guy did not use it at his job yet, but I'm pretty sure from Playwright, you guys are gonna move to Cypress.
Yeah, actually, that's a big discussion we have because our manager loves Cypress, and I also like Cypress. Yeah, so we are having this. When we have the meetings, sometimes we have these jokes like, "Oh, we should have moved to Cypress already." Just Playwright. Playwright is also very good. It's a good tool.
Oh yeah, it's very powerful. Now we're talking. So even you guys are already talking about moving from Playwright to Cypress. So it's a WebDriver IO, Playwright. Now it's Cypress. I don't know what's going to be next. Anyways. Awesome. Well, tell me if you had any experience with the programming languages before you've joined our course. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I had a total of 0% of knowledge about programming languages before. So
sounds like a good student.
I learned everything during the course. Yeah, I was in a totally different field. So construction, and then a little bit of design and digital marketing, content creation, but nothing related to programming languages.
Awesome. I'm pretty sure you've inspired quite a lot of people now by saying you did not know any languages, but you have learned JavaScript. Now we're switching to TypeScript. You learned Cypress, then you had to switch to WebDriver IO. Now you're switching to Playwright. Jesus Christ, Matt is already blowing up. I have no idea what's happening in the heads of those people who are going to be watching this video.
Yeah, that was a lot of learning. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, and by the end, let me ask you one more question. What would you advise to people who are thinking if they should start QA?
Well, I would say that if you want to join the IT field to work like we do, and if you are interested in getting in, I would say QA is a very good door to get in by, because you don't need to spend the rest of your life working with QA if you don't want to, but QA is a very interesting point of entrance because you can grow from anywhere in the company by joining as a QA. You know, you can grow to a lead, to a QA lead, to a senior, to a senior manager of SDAT. You can grow to manager position to I don't know, director position, or even I don't know, a CTO or a CEO position. Yeah.
Yep.
So basically, by joining through QA, you have plenty of opportunities ahead of you. But as a QA automation engineer, I love what I do right now. I really like it. It's funny because I talk to my friends and some of them think that it's kind of boring or something like that, but actually it's really fun. I like it. And if you are interested somehow in IT, it's a very, very good point of interest, I would say. And by joining the course, you're gonna have everything you need in less than 5 months, which is amazing. You don't need to spend 7 years studying like I did with construction engineering. You don't need to spend more than 100,000, whatever is the coin of the country you live, bucks on a college that you maybe are not going to use in the future. So, yeah. So I would say that's a very good option to change your life quickly if you really want to.
Especially that's coming from the guy who learned design, digital marketing, and a few other things, and he's still switched to QA and he loves that now.
Yeah, it's really, really nice.
Awesome. Well, I think we've ran out of questions and out of time. Thank you so much for joining, Lucas, and sharing all your experience. I'm pretty sure you have inspired hundreds of people, at least, all over the world, probably starting from Brazil and ending somewhere in Ukraine or in Japan. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Thanks for inviting me, and keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, the course is amazing. It's really changed my life, and I share with everybody I can. Like this weekend now in this Uruguay this retreat that we had in Uruguay, I was talking to a friend, and he is a manual QA in Argentina, and he wanted to learn automation. So I just shared the course. I just said, man, just do this course because it's gonna change your life. So yeah. So really keep doing what you guys are doing. We're rocking, and the course is amazing, and you're doing an amazing job. Really.
Thank you, Lucas. Thank you, brother. Nice seeing you again. And we'll hopefully see you again in half a year, 1 year, or somewhere close to those dates. Thank you, man. Have an amazing day.
Thanks, man. You too. Bye-bye.
Well, how did you guys like this video? I'm pretty sure you loved it. If you did not, or if you did, don't forget to leave me a comment below so I would know, so I could get your direct feedback and improve next time in case you did not like it, or in case you loved it and you want to get another person just like Lucas. Anyways, if you did not give me a big fat thumb up or did not subscribe to our channels below, please do that. Also, our next course starts on January 30th. So if you're still thinking about your QA life-changing opportunity, give me a call. Anyways, you'll find all of the information below. Good luck, and I'll see you next time.